Hi there, this is the second video on how to make a Kettlewell frictionless mouthpiece slider for a Seydel Saxony chromatic harmonica. What is a slider? A slider is a device which I invented and create that allows you to rest your lips gently with a relaxed pucker embouchure on the slider, and the slider then moves and articulates left and right on the harp. And it keeps the harp clean. You don't use saliva anymore to lubricate, and it provides easy, fast movement to new note hole positions. And in some instances provides a little different start to the note, a little crisper. And I prefer it, but you can play a harp as in a conventional manner, or with the slider once you have one, because I don't make any changes to the harp. The slider, of course, is made from a chunk of plastic like this. So it's cut by hand and shaped, and I have different shapes here to start. So the first step in the process, and we're going to actually be sanding this piece into the top of the harp with sandpaper over it. So it's almost like a physical template. But in order to do that, we have to absolutely seal this instrument. And so that's what we're going to do right now. So what you got to do is you just take the harp apart and just remove the slide. Don't remove any other parts, just the slide. That way the mouthpiece will still lay on here the way it will in play, which you have to do in order to make it. So here's the slide. It just goes into a Ziploc bag or a box like that, which is what I do. And then we come back in here and just put this back on. And so it's just the harp without the slide in it. The blanks, flat pieces of metal that have the hatch marks in it for that the slide worked against are still in there, one of them, so that the physical characteristic shape here is identical to what it would be with the slide in. I didn't take that little piece out because it may change how this sits on here. I want to make sure it's sitting exactly the way it should be. The back one is not, so I'll just kind of move it. Sure that the mouthpiece is sitting exactly properly on the H bar so that its shaping is absolutely correct. There it is. That's the shape it should be in. The only thing is just slide's not in there, but the shape of the piece is this to this to this. It's the same because I'll be using it as a sanding template. And just tighten it enough to make it snug. And now the next thing we got to do is to seal it. And I use just a packing tape, a clear packing tape. Pull a piece about this long and come on here and just lay it right over the instrument. I use this because it's so thin, and we have to make sure that it's laying perfectly on the mouthpiece, so I'm very careful how I kind of bend it over with my fingers here to make sure that it's laying perfectly flat. On the ends here we can do this. It doesn't really matter much. This comes down here and like this. And now we have a complete protection of the mouthpiece from any dirt getting in from the sanding. And I'm just feeling it with my fingers to make sure that it is okay. I want to take that way. I'm just going to tape this piece over so it doesn't get in the way of left-right movement as I sand. Same here. So I'll take these little wings, bring them to the edge. So I'm just making sure that those little flaps of tape don't affect anything while I'm sanding. So I'll bring them and just tape them on. Okay, so now if you take a look, the entire mouthpiece is sealed. Now I got to seal the harp. So the first step, I use a very low adhesive painting tape. And I come here and just the first thing I want to do is seal the bottom. Okay. So I'm going to bring the edges up like that and just kind of flip it up like this. A little bit too long here. Don't really want it in the way of anything. I don't want to let it get too near the actual mouthpiece. Okay, so now the bottom is sealed. Okay? And because it will be handled a lot, I'm going to put 2 layers on so in case somehow it gets bonked, it's not going to tear the tape. So I just kind of go like this and like this. See? Now I got 2 layers on the bottom. Now I run the tape all around the sides. Okay? So I'm coming in now like this. Coming in here like this. And so now I have a shape which is fully protected. No dust can get anywhere into the instrument right now. And I can begin to shape the slider on there.